Hey folks, Dr. Mike here for Renaissance Periodization, and I'm here to talk to you about a super important public service announcement. Eating fruit is a really good idea. Here is your quick tip for today. Fruit has somewhat of a bad name, especially in the bodybuilding community, for a reason that's not that great, but is understandable. We'll get to it in a bit. Benefits of eating fruit. Here we go. I know of at least 4. First, fruits have an incredibly low calorie density. So you can eat fruit on basically any kind of diet, unless you're eating like 10 calories a day. So if you have like 50 grams of protein in a meal, 25 grams of carbs, like you're not going to put, 2/3 of a cup of rice in your fucking plate because it's depressing, first of all. And second of all, you eat 2 spoonfuls of it and it's gone. And you're like, God damn it, I'm so fucking hungry. Low calorie density, you can have, 25 grams of carbs. That's like an apple and a half or some shit like that, or a very large apple. It's awesome, right? Next benefit. Fruits have a very high satiety level. They cause a ton of fullness for how many calories they bring in. It's out of this world. Fruits are only second to like vegetables. There's only so much broccoli you can eat. So for example, if you're like, oh man, I have 60 grams of carbs, what am I going to eat? You eat 3 peaches, that's like 60 grams of carbs. By peach number 2.5, you're like, fuck, I still have to eat more. I was done. I was over this meal hours ago. Fuck this. So it's really awesome. If you're on a diet, fruits fill you up. It's amazing. Third, micronutrients. Fruits are chock full with vitamins, minerals, phytochemicals, and fiber. Every now and again, when insane low-carb or carnivore people, whatever the fuck they call themselves nowadays, are like, fruits are terrible for you. I'm like, motherfucker, have you ever seen anything in nutrition? Like, fruits are like a health elixir, right? So they're awesome for you to eat. They're super healthy. I will say, this rule doesn't always apply, but I'd say 90% of the time, if someone you consider a person to listen to in nutrition tells you fruits are bad for your health, you kindly excuse yourself the fuck out of that conversation and walk out the door. It's like you're at your doctor's office and he's like, you got to cut out your fresh fruit intake. You're like, oh, I think I hear something in the parking lot. And he's like, what do you hear? I'm like, anything else other than your dumb ass telling me some stupid bullshit. Rip off that fucking blood pressure cuff. Punch the doctor in the face. Not hard, just enough to let him know you mean business. That's me quoting Maddox, best page in the universe guy. I'm an unbelievably huge fan of you, Maddox. If you, by some miracle, watching this, I love you. Number 4, fruits, especially on a diet, are unbelievable sweet tooth medicine. Like when you're on a fat loss diet, you want to eat some sweets. You see a commercial about brownies, and you're like, I made some kind of mistake in my life when I decided to do a fat loss diet because I can't have brownies. And yeah, look, I'm not going to bullshit you. Fruits do not taste as good as brownies. That's objective fact. Actually, I got into an online discussion back in the day, it's like 2010, where it was a sort of sociological economic discussion where this person was saying like the reason that people eat candy and cookies and brownies is just like big corporations trick them into it. And I was like, I think they eat them because it tastes fucking great. And that's bullshit. Like fresh raspberries and walnuts taste better. I'm like, hey, look, I love fresh raspberries and walnuts. Like you feed 100 people all across the world a fucking walnut brownie versus like a handful of fresh raspberries and walnuts. Come on, man. This shit tastes amazing. However, being that you can't have fucking brownies when you're on a fucking nasty fat loss diet, hey, fruits are awesome. And when you're on a fat loss diet, your sweet tooth is so outrageous that fruits taste way better than they normally do, and they can really check that box. So, it doesn't have to be all broccoli and rice. Take out some rice, throw in some fruit, and all of a sudden you have an awesome, super healthy plate that's more filling, and it checks the box for the sweet tooth, and it just makes your diet more pleasant and more sustainable. Win, 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 win. Here's the thing. Fresh fruit is what I'm talking about. All these things I just said apply to fresh fruit the most and everything down processing the least. Fruit juice does not count. Just say, oh, fruit's great. Dr. Mike said I should drink 10 gallons of orange juice a day. Don't fucking do that. Lastly, yes, chronic ultra high fructose intake is probably not great for your health or your body composition. It probably makes you a little fatter and maybe even less muscular with chronic inflammation if you really overdo it. But it is unbelievably unlikely with fresh fruit consumption. The amount of fresh fruit you'd have to go over your daily fructose target until it starts to spill over and cause bad effects is like more fruit than most people can consistently eat. So eat fresh fruits. Your fucking parents, when they were raising you, weren't lying. Fresh fruits and veggies are the shit. Do they taste as good as actual snack foods? Fuck no. But when you're in a fat loss diet, you're trying to be an adult about how you eat, they're a really great choice. Folks, I'll see you next time, and hopefully I'll be eating a walnut brownie.